welcome. I want to thank all of you so much for being here. By way of introduction, my name is Josh Schimmels. I'm the publisher and CEO of the LA Business Journal, and it's a pleasure to see those of you who I know again, and it's wonderful to meet those of you today who I've not met in the past. So this is a pleasure for me. While we all wish that we could be in person and networking and talking at a wonderful space, and I do think we are getting ever so close to being able to do that. I'm also extremely happy and glad that we are able to meet in this format and have the opportunity just to get to know each other. I think today is going to be fun. We're going to be taking it off of presentation mode shortly here, make it a little bit more intimate, just so that you know. If you haven't done so already, and I haven't, now is a great time for you to choose one of your, either your sparkling or your rosé. Great time to open up your bottle if you're going to be joining us today for a drink. I know that there was a little bit of a mix-up in the delivery, so you should have gotten two. So the mix-up benefits everybody by a factor of 100%. So that's wonderful to hear. And maybe you save the second bottle for next week at the awards and you can enjoy it then. Well, I want to formally congratulate all of you on being named to our 2021 class of women's leadership finalists. We had almost 400 nominations. I think it was 391, if my memory serves correctly. And those were across 10 different categories. And those of you who are on this call, I think there are 42 finalists that are able to join us today of the 48. And that's pretty amazing. So congratulations, you are the top 10% of all of our nominees. And you're among those who we're going to be announcing the award winners from next week. You can imagine just looking around and you're going to have a chance to meet everybody here. We'll explain how that process is going to work in just a minute, but you're amongst great company. So congratulations to each of you. I also want to thank, you're going to see some other people on the call. You heard from a few of the folks from the Business Journal. Those other people on the call with us today on this meeting, this reception, are our top tier sponsors. They're the people that put in the energy, the time, they give us feedback. They really invest everything into this event, and we cannot do it without them. So, many of them have been sponsoring this event for 10, 15, even 20 years now. And we are deeply appreciative for their commitment to women's leadership. So I'd like to formally thank our 6 platinum sponsors who've joined us, who you're going to hear from today. First, the Annenberg Foundation, Blank Rome, RSM, UCLA Anderson School of Management, USC, University of Southern California, and Wells Fargo. Thank you all so much for being a part of this, and you're going to hear from each of them shortly here. All right, so we're going to drop the screen because this is not meant to be a formal presentation. We want this to be casual and fun and interactive. And you're probably wondering, how in the world is that going to happen? Okay, so each of our sponsors that I just introduced are going to make a toast to you. We're going to not only put you in the spotlight, but we are going to also put you on the spot just a little bit here, okay? Oh. So when I heard an uh-oh, I love that. That's perfect. That's what we're looking for. And I see a lot of scared faces that are on mute. So here's how it's going to work. When we call on you, we want to put a face with the name and the company by having you just give us a very simple, let's call it 45 to 60-second introduction. So it's not quite your 15 minutes of fame, but it's a chance for us all to meet you virtually, and it's a chance for all the finalists to learn a little bit about each other. At the end of the day, you're not just finalists with each other. We hope that you can develop a networking group, a referral group, a group of trusted advisors and friends down the road that you can meet and get to know. And that's one of the things that's important to us about this event. So what are we looking for? I mean, that's really up to you, okay? We'd love to know something about your career, something that you love about your job, or tell us something fascinating, just completely interesting and personal that tells us about who you are outside of your professional work. Whatever you do, don't forget to unmute before you start talking, because if you don't, no matter how fascinating you are, none of us will hear a word. Okay, so if we see that you're talking and you're still muted, we'll ask you to unmute. By about the 6th or 7th person, we'll start the slight mocking of everybody. So just remember to do your best. All right, to give you an example of kind of what we're looking for in this 45 to 60 seconds, and again, it can be anything. I've sort of combined a little bit of everything. So I'm going to give you an example of what I might say if I were called on. Okay, I'll go first here. My name is Josh Schimmels. I'm the CEO of the LA Business Journal. I've worked at the Business Journal for a combined 11 years, but I've been in B2B media for 22 years. This is actually my 24th women's leadership event that I've hosted in 4 different markets, being LA, San Fernando Valley, Phoenix, and Dallas. I'm a father of 2 amazing daughters, one who's going to be 8 on Monday, and the other who's 12. I'm an avid hiker. I love the outdoors. I'm an adventurer. I'm a drummer. I've completed the Ironman triathlon twice, and I'm a blood cancer survivor. And today I'm extremely involved in the cancer community through the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So that's a little bit about me. Told you a little bit about all aspects. Kind of interesting, definitely easy, and less than 60 seconds. So when we get started, you can start thinking about what it is that you'd like to say. Before we start, I do want to introduce Alex Davila. She's our Executive Director of Events and Marketing, to tell you a little bit about the Rosé and to start us off with a toast. Alex, I'm going to hand it over to you for a moment.
Thanks, Josh. Hi, everybody. It's so great to put all of your emails and, nominations, and reading about each one of you has been, fascinating. And it's great to put faces, to those names and meet you all. And I'm just excited to be in such great company with everybody here. Yeah, so as Josh mentioned, One Hope is the rosé that you should be having in front of you. It is a local company based here in LA. Well, their grapes are not here. They're in Northern California, but they are located down here, their offices. It tastes great, and they also have a huge philanthropic component. So they have their own foundation, but they also allow us to donate a portion of our choosing to a nonprofit of our choice. So a percentage of our purchase. So with that being said, we are actually going to have you guys help us with a difficult task of deciding where our donation should go to. So I'm going to launch an anonymous poll. It is anonymous. You don't have to worry about that. There's no wrong answer. These are all great organizations to give back to. So I'll launch that here. You have 3 options. We'd love it if you could vote, and maybe at the end we'll share where the donation is going to go to. But the 3 are the Downtown Women's Center, which they're focused on exclusively serving and empowering women experiencing homelessness here in LA. Second is the Step Up Women's Network. So their mission is serving girls in under-resourced communities to help them in their journey to college, and then afterwards along with their careers, for the next generation of professional women. And then lastly, Girls Inc. of Greater LA. So they provide support in STEM education and programming for schools in South LA, Compton, and Watts. So not an easy choice, but we thank you for your help, and we're so excited to have you all here today. So I'll launch this, and feel free to answer it, when you have a chance.
Now, I think this goes away in about 10 seconds, so don't wait too long. Try to make a quick decision. All great choices. You can't go wrong.
Exactly. Awesome. I see you guys. I can see on my end that votes are coming through, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Alex. And again, Alex, thank you for just all the work that you put together for all of our events. I mean, it's been quite a year transitioning to the complete digital format, and you've done a great job, and so has your team. So I want to thank you all. Okay, we're going to get started, and here's how it's going to work. You are going to be introduced completely at random. So that means you got to sort of pay attention. We're not going alphabetical. We're not going by company. We're going to do it completely random. The only people who know how it's going to be introduced are the people introducing. So here's what happens. If we announce somebody and we realize that either they're not on the call, or we understand people get busy. You guys are all very, very busy people. If you had to step away for an email, if you're like me, you may have a daughter that is needing some attention in the next room and you step away for a moment, we will try to come back to you at the end of the category if we miss you the first time around. And just remember, when we say your name, take yourself off mute before you start talking, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I want to introduce our first platinum sponsor. She's been with us many times over the years for this event. She's a huge advocate of women's leadership. Stacy Phillips, partner with Blank Rome. Stacy, welcome.
Yes, I have Audrey Klappig, who is a dear friend, and I did nominate her, so I take responsibility for that. Yes, I am a devotee of the LABJ, especially this award, so thank you for including us. I am Stacy Phillips. I'm a Los Angeles partner of the international law firm of Blank Rome. I know it may sound odd, but I'm a divorce lawyer, but what I prefer to do is put people together, hence why I'm involved with this. Our firm is honored to sponsor this event, as we have for many, many years. But my dream and my goal, and some of you have heard me say this, is that in the lifetime, certainly of me, because I may be one of the older ones here, God, I hate saying that, we will not have these women events. We will have people events, because there will be no difference between women and men. But in the interim, you want to be part of this, you want to be honored by this, and you want to keep working to shatter that glass ceiling. Or as Audrey says, as you go up the glass runway, you don't want to fall off. So congratulations, everybody. So now I get to start the introductions. Heather Nielsen, project manager, concrete from WebCore. Where are you, Heather? Congratulations. Are you there? Okay.
I saw her for a moment, but maybe she dropped off. I'm sure she'll be back. We'll try to swing back for her at the end.
Okay. Next, Jeannie Harrison, another fellow lawyer, president and lead trial lawyer, Jeannie Harrison Law Firm. Just reading about you the other day, Jeannie. Where are you?
Jeannie is not here. This is her husband, James. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Jeannie is in a CALA meeting right now. She's the president of the Consumer Attorneys of Los Angeles organization, and she is in a board meeting right now. So she is not able to be here, but I'm here in her place.
You're
to let her
trying very
know.
hard to be in her place, right?
Yes.
Well, welcome and congratulations.
I will let her know.
Thank you. Jennifer Brown, Executive VP and Head of Global Live, Interactive and Location-Based Entertainment for Lionsgate. Are you there?
I am here. Hi. Can you see me? You guys can hear me? Yes. Nice to meet all of you, and I'm really excited to be here and just see women from a cross section of industries. It's really great to kind of step outside the world of entertainment and meet new people. I've been at Lionsgate 7 years, and I oversee our global live, interactive, and location-based entertainment business. That's a lot of words, but effectively, my team works on all the things that are off a screen, or in the case of video games, on a second screen. We work on theme park attractions, live stage shows, games, really anything that kind of falls under the umbrella of experiential entertainment. And prior to joining Lionsgate, I produced theme park and attraction projects all over the world. And prior to that, I actually, and I don't tell this to everyone, I went to law school. And I was one of those kids growing up that really loved to watch legal TV shows and movies where they highlighted lawyers, and went to law school thinking that practicing would be just like that. And after many late nights, I know how hard lawyers work. I realized that it's nothing like TV and film. You don't actually like step into a courtroom like your first day on the job as a lawyer. And so that to me motivated me to kind of foster my creative spirit. And I ended up kind of leaving law and beginning this journey in entertainment on the attractions and theme park side of the space, and sort of grew the areas I oversee from there. And I think, the part of my job that I really love is it takes me all over the world, and I've been to 6 of the 7 continents, and I'm hoping to get to the 7th someday, Antarctica, but I haven't had a project there yet. So that's me. Nice to meet you all again.
Nice to meet you. Yes. What we do as lawyers is not Perry Mason or SVU. People don't confess on the stand and cases not over with in 60 minutes or 30 minutes. Natasha Case, co-founder and CEO, Cool House, and just reminding everybody, since we have a lot of people to get through, try to keep your comments to, I don't know, a minute.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. It's nice to join such an amazing group of women. And yeah, I have the leading women founded and LGBTQ founded and led ice cream brand. We do dairy free. We do ice cream sandwiches. We do cones, mini Sammys. You can get it at Whole Foods. And we have a scoop shop in Culver City. My office is next door, so you can come say hi. And we have our trucks also for events. So it's a really fun business. I love what I do. It's ice cream. And we do a lot of things in investing in the next generation of diverse women entrepreneurs. So I'm really excited about kind of the mission behind the brand as well. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, it doesn't look like you eat your product, because I would think I'd be like roly-poly if I did on a regular basis, but thank you for Cool House.
Thank you.
Dale Smith, Dean, College of Business Administration, Loyola Marymount University. Dale, where are you?
Well, on my screen, I'm up here.
Hi.
In real life, I'm in New Orleans. So I had my rosé delivered to the hotel because in addition to being the dean of a business school, I'm mom, wife, and boss. And one of my youngest baby off payroll is getting married. And so we're here planning the wedding in the Crescent City. I've been a dean. This is my 3rd year in Los Angeles, but it's coming full circle for me. I started here and got my graduate degree at a school across town from one of the sponsors. I'm passionate about preparing the next generation of business leaders. That's what went from faculty member to dean, although I was an entrepreneur and had a publishing company for a while. But we advance knowledge and develop business leaders with moral courage and creative confidence to be a force in the global community. And I just want to do a shout out because we just found out about 10 minutes ago that 2 of our African-American students who formed the Brothers of Consciousness won a huge award from the United Nations for from the Prime Movement of Global Compact for all of the work that they did on LMU's community around diversity, equity, and inclusion. And when we can create environments that allow young people to develop as leaders, that's what gets me up every morning into my job.
Go Lions!
That is absolutely terrific. Congratulations to
Renata.
all and to them.
Hey,
Okay,
Dale.
next, Lizbeth Navarez, Managing Director, GHJ, which used to be Greenhouse and Jenks in the old days. So Lizbeth, where are you? Okay, maybe we'll come back to her. Bing Jiang, CEO, Rolling Robots. That sounds cool.
Hi, my name is Bing Jiang. I'm the CEO of Rolling Robots. For any of you who is hearing Rolling Robots for the first time, it is a children's activity destination. Boys and girls from age 5 to 18 come to us to learn about STEM with a focus in robotics. We offer after-school program to learn robotics and STEM, and also robotics competition team. As you can see, all those banners behind me are state championship banners and world championship banners. And we also offer robotics and coding summer camp. We've been family business in business for 13 years. I want to just let all of you women and Josh to know that just this year I have noticed the younger kids, especially at elementary school, participating in the robotics competition has increased to almost 50%. I started from 1 girl out of 10 kids to now almost at half and half. So I'm very excited to share this news with you, and let me know any girl want to learn robotics.
Well, thank you for contributing in such a meaningful way to our community, because we definitely need more STEM. Next,
you.
Deborah, thank you. LaFranchi, CEO, SDS Capital Group. You here?
Hi, this is great to be with everybody. Thank you so much. Really wonderful to hear about everyone. I am the CEO and founder of SDS Capital Group, started it in 2001, manage a platform of impact funds, each fund in different parts of the country, different impact strategy from, bringing back Detroit or investing in Appalachia or the Mississippi Delta. And our most recent undertaking, which I think impacts all of us as Angelina, is we've launched it's currently $130 million homeless housing fund that's using all private sector capital to house 1,800 individuals who today are living on the street. We're hoping to get to 150 million, and we've already made 6 investments, and we're doing it at a fraction of the cost and without taxpayer subsidy for land or construction. So it's a whole new model. Really excited. As we all know, we've got quite a crisis here in our backyard. In terms of my personal interest, love traveling. It was definitely an inspiration in moving me into economic development. I just backpacked all over the world in my 20s and 30s and saw what needed to happen in terms of poverty. And a mother of 2, and I have a wonderful husband. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, thank you. Next person is a new friend of mine, Denise Pines. We met when I was moderating a panel for Pepperdine, the School of Education, through Dean Helen Williams, who I met through the LABJ women's event 2 years ago. So it all comes full circle.
Yeah.
There are 2 companies listed for Denise, but I think she has like 12. Tea Botanics, Wise Paws, I don't know, she just does everything. You're a rock star, Denise. Okay, stick to 1 minute. I get to say this to you with a
promise. I promise. I am excited to be considered and to be part of the honorees that are here today. I am the immediate past president of the Medical Board of California. I'm on the board of directors for the Federation of State Medical Boards. I also sit on the Osteopathic Medical Board for California. So that's my regulatory space. In the meantime, I ended up getting a hot flash. Fast forward, started a company called Tea Botanics, created a product called Hot Flash Tea and Night Sweat Tea, and we're about to go into CVS stores. As a result of getting into that space and creating that, so many women started sharing with me the challenges that they were having, and so I created an event called Wise Paws. Pre-COVID, they were in person. Now they're virtual. As another result of reading articles about femtech and not seeing women products or solutions for women 40 plus, I created the Fem Aging Project, where we do reports and research and education to create a roadmap for innovators to create solutions for women who are 40 plus and to bring investors into that. That's me.
Next, Jesse Justin Cuevas, Associate at Sussman Gottfried. Steve Sussman, may he rest in peace. I was on a panel with him many years ago. God, all these cool panels. Jesse,
I'm here.
Around? Terrific.
So as introduced, my name is Jesse Justin Cuevas. I'm an associate at Sussman Godfrey. I think one of my favorite things about working at Sussman, not only because of the company, including Steve, of course, is that it's one of the rare firms where young associates actually do go into the courtroom or into a deposition within their first week, if not few weeks of the firm. My practice focuses mostly on plaintiff side class action work at this point, but we do a lot on both sides of the V. And I think my fun fact would be that before law school, I was actually a very serious dancer and performed with many professional ballet and modern dance companies and was a classical Pilates instructor for many years. So it's nice to keep my foot in the fitness world, but I certainly prefer being a lawyer for the rest of my career.
Well, and you work with a dear friend of mine, Mark Seltzer. God bless him.
I do.
He's wonderful. I've known him almost my entire career.
Mark is a real gentleman.
A real gentleman. Next is a longtime friend of mine. I'm lucky I get assigned some people that I actually know. Angela Reddick Wright, employment mediator and arbitrator, rock star from the Reddick Law Group, Judica West. Angela, I don't see you, but I saw a pop-up from you.
I'm on my phone.
You have such
Can
a
you-
beautiful face. Show it. Thank you.
Okay, good. Hi, Stacy. Thank you
Thanks, sweetie.
so much. I have to say that Stacy is one of my early mentors as a lawyer. She just took me under her wings this last, well, Stacy, I don't want to date either of us, but a lot of years. And also, we've actually met in politics. And so she's also been a great friend in the world of politics and community. So it's so good to be here. I too am a big fan of the LA Business Journal, read it religiously every week, and so honored to be a part of this distinguished group of ladies. I think part of the work that I do that got me, among you, I'm an employment attorney turned mediator, arbitrator. I do workplace investigations, and I do a lot of work around the Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, around investigations and mediation and helping people, employers and employees resolve issues in those areas. The last few years, I've had a chance to work on some projects that I'm super passionate about. One is I was the project labor administrator for the SoFi Stadium. Go Chargers, go Rams. And what that means is I managed all the union relationships to ensure that any grievances were immediately responded to, that we had great labor relations throughout the project, and that we were able to get that great stadium built without interruption. And I do similar work for the LAMP construction program, the biggest airport building project in the country, the world right now at LAX, helping to ensure compliance and get local workers and businesses as a part of those projects. So excited, had a chance to work with the Screen Actors Guild on helping to update their policies around their members reporting claims of sexual harassment following the rise of the Me Too movement. So I think those are some of the things that bring me here. I'm super excited. When I my fun fact, when I studied abroad in college at Oxford, I decided to do something I would never do. And I auditioned for and sang in a local funk band, R&B and funk band in Oxford, England during that time. So that's a fun fact about me.
So I've now done my introductions. So it goes back to Josh to introduce the next introducer.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Stacy. As you're talking, and just to see the connections that you have with so many of our other finalists or their organizations and all the panels you've been on, it's just a true testament to your knowledge base. So thank you again for being a part of this event over the years, and thank you for all that you're doing. Before we move on to the next group, I just wanted to say congratulations, Dale, on the wedding. And then, Bing, I remember specifically, I read all 391 nominations. Yours stood out to me because I've got a 12-year-old daughter who's particularly interested in STEM, and I thought it's really cool what you're able to do, in particular back in the with the younger students. So congratulations to everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Stacy. Next up to present is Nuvi Awar Ikuko, president of the Anderson Student Association. Nuvi, are you here?
I am here. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Josh, for the intro. As Josh said, my name is Nuvi Awar Ikuko, and currently a first-year full-time MBA student at UCLA Anderson, and also the president of the Anderson Student Association. So I am so excited to be here. This is a really cool opportunity for me to get to see what amazing women have been doing here in our local area. I will say UCLA has been a sponsor for a few years now and is very proud to sponsor this event. And so I just want to say congratulations to all of you. Just in learning from the few of you who have spoken already, it just means a lot for me as someone who is still figuring out their career for sure, to hear from you and get to be in this room and hopefully aspire to some of the accomplishments that you all have had in our community and in our world. So just congratulations. And let's go ahead and get started with some intros. So unfortunately, I don't know anyone. So I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you through these introductions right now. So we are going to start off with Dr. Hiba Nawi, who is a scientific advisor at Vita Ventures. Dr. Nawi, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, thank you for the introduction. It's nice to meet you all and a real honor to be here. Definitely amongst really accomplished women, it's quite inspiring to be amongst all of you. So yeah, I've been a scientific advisor at Vita for a year and a half now. I'm also the vice president of translational research at Iconavir, which is a biotech company. We're developing an oncolytic virus for the treatment of solid tumors. And so my, career has been focused very much in terms of how do we treat really difficult cancers, and also really promoting, having women in science. And of course, the plight for STEM is one that's dear to my heart. I'm part of the Women's Leadership Organization at Yale, and part of the Alumni Association there. So really trying to foster and help women not feel that there's any type of ceiling. I know sometimes women talk about a mommy tax, and that's unacceptable. I mean, we all have to band together and really make sure that, the same opportunities are there for all of us. And it's wonderful to be here and to be nominated. So thank you so much. And again, great to meet all of you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nawed. We appreciate all of the contributions you're having in this world. That's amazing. We are now going to transition over to Dara Aliasin, who is the Vice President of Operations at Impact. Dara, are you here?
Yes, I am. Hi. So as Nuvi mentioned, I am the VP of Operations at Impact, which is an entertainment startup that was founded by Ron Howard and Brian Grazer. I was the first executive hire when we launched in 2018, sort of with the mission to democratize access to the entertainment industry. So a lot of what we do, one thing is a huge writers program, because we have the idea that if you democratize access to the industry and go out to the world, you'll see more writers who come from around the world, who look like the world, and we'll get to tell more diverse stories. So we've been running a writers program in Los Angeles, and now finally in person in Melbourne, Australia for the first time this year, this fall, their spring in the Southern Hemisphere. And we also have a technology platform as well that gives other individuals access to the industry, and our programs offer mentorship support, financial support as well. That's a little bit of what I do outside of work. I'm a big fan of wine and board game nights with friends, camping, hiking. I spend a lot of time with my husband and my dog. Nice to meet all of you and honored to be here.
Thank you, Dara. Do you have a favorite board game you'd like to shout out? Because I'm also a board game fan. Shout out to Monopoly fans.
I am a more intense board game fan. So anyone who's down for a kind of intense game, there's one called Terraforming Mars, which is both cooperative and a competition game that I highly recommend for anyone who wants to spend, a couple hours with some friends in a game.
Love it. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, we are going to transition over to Cindy Chang, who is the managing partner in Los Angeles for Dwayne Morris LLP. Cindy, are you here? No, Cindy. Okay.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh,
hi, everyone.
Oh.
Sorry for the background noise. Yes, I'm the office managing partner of a law firm, Dwayne Morris in Los Angeles. I do complex class actions and litigation. And one of my proud accomplishments is I was the president of the National Asian Pacific American Bar Association, representing the interests of Asian Americans in a very tumultuous time for our country, and really got to focus on advancing women of color in the profession, which is one of my passions. I also serve on the National Association of Women Lawyers Board and the American Bar Association Commission on Women. I serve as a commissioner. Fun fact for me is that, recently last month of May, it was Asian American Heritage Month, and the organization AARP featured a story about me and my family and our, I guess just our history. It was called Stories of Courage for Asian Americans. And it was just really a nice piece that they did about our family and a lot of the things that we've been through since I had great grandparents that worked on the railroad and had a historic Chinese restaurant and so forth. So we've been through a lot, but it was nice. So thank you very much and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Cindy. And if you're comfortable, feel free to drop the link to that article. We would love to take a look if you're comfortable sharing. We are now going to transition over to Parika Bell, who is the Managing Director, Division Manager for Community Development Finance Origination. So beautiful long title, you're super important, at Union Bank. Parika, are you here?
Good afternoon, everyone. Really a pleasure to be here virtually. Again, my name is Parika Bell. I lead a division within the bank that deploys capital, both debt and equity, for the construction of affordable housing. We deploy about $500 million a year, but we have a pretty large concentration of that is within Los Angeles. And that is for the construction of affordable housing, multifamily housing for individuals, families, and those with special needs, including those who are homeless and formerly homeless. I have a passion for community development. I've been with the bank in community development finance for over 11 years. Before that, I was an affordable housing developer, totaling my career of almost 20 years. I'm also a board member of the Union Bank Foundation, and I'm also an executive committee member of our community recovery program, which was just established last year to really look at racial and social justice inequities throughout the country. So really pleased to be here, pleased to work in a capacity that I both love and find ever so challenging. I also really love to teach as well, and to really encourage other people who don't even know that this is a field to get into, to really encourage people to get into it. I serve as an Affordable Housing Advisory Committee member of the UCLA Ziman Center for Real Estate. I only mentioned that, Nuvi, since you're part of the Anderson School.
Yeah.
So I love teaching and mentoring, and I do that within that program and in other capacities. Other fun fact is I also love weightlifting, and my current claim to fame is that my heaviest deadlift is 300 pounds. So that's
very impressive, Parika. Thank you so much. I don't think our weights would compare. So that's amazing. And thank you so much for your contributions to the LA community. They clearly stretch. We are now going to transition over to Dr. Jessica Nuhavadi. My apologies if I mispronounced your last name. Co-founder, co-CEO, and lead pharmacist at Honeybee Health.
Thank you. So I'm Jessica. Like we said, pharmacist and co-founder of Honeybee Health. We're an online pharmacy that is really here to try to bring more transparency to the drug buying process. And what we do is eliminate the middleman to bring drug pricing right in front of you at the click of your computer, and you have the choice of manufacturer, unlike other places. But what we're really passionate is about, serving the underrepresented and making sure that we're doing our best for women's health, for LGBTQIA folks. And we just launched PrEP, which we're really excited about, affordable price for PrEP. And also, we've been very, very involved in medication abortion. So we've been kind of on the front lines of the women's pro-choice movement. And we've been the first pharmacy to actually mail out and be a source for women all around the country to access medication abortion during a time when many women couldn't do that at all. So we're very excited to do that and to continue that that work, and hopefully soon medication abortion will be just a normal part of our world, just like Plan B, and we're doing everything we can to push that forward. So yeah, very passionate about access and all that. And so that is my full-time life. And I'm married, and I just care a lot about bringing access. And yes, pro-choice all the way. I don't know who wrote that, but yes, we are doing everything we can to make this a normal process that any woman can get. In every other country, women are able to access medication abortion by going to a pharmacy. And in our country, we're just super behind in providing this option for women. So we are doing everything we can to push that forward. So if you're passionate about it or interested in advocacy in it, reach out to me, and let's connect on LinkedIn and all of that good stuff. But thank you guys for having me, and it's a pleasure to be in the company of all you amazing women.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nuhavandi. I think that's a really good plug. If you have a LinkedIn profile you're willing to share, please feel free to drop that in the chat and start to connect with one another if you hear about a profile that is particularly exciting for you. Now we are going to transition over to Tanya Boykin, who is the COO at Weingart Center Association. Tanya, are you on the call?
I am here. Thank you so much. First, I'll say I am so honored to be with such an esteemed group of ladies. I mean, this just blows me away, and I look to connect with you all after this. I am Tanya Boykin. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the Weingart Center. I have been with the organization now for 5 years. I design, operate, and own both interim and permanent supportive housing. In my career, not to age myself, I have developed and designed over 180 properties statewide, and soon to break ground on 4 more, which is super exciting, focusing specifically on formerly homeless individuals and doing homeless interim housing. Started my career some 30 years ago designing LA's best after school programs. So I have worked in underserved communities for almost 30 years. I am a native Los Angelino, and I am an all-girls school educated kid. So I was raised with empowerment of other women in my soul. So it's really very important to me. My family, my father was a developer here in the city of Los Angeles for 50 years until he passed away. So this is a tremendous, tremendous honor. He would be so proud. I am a proud mother of a 60-pound giant schnauzer. That's, believe me, a full-time job I was not expecting. And fun fact about me, I was a classically trained ballerina from the time I was 4 until 22. And about 3 years ago, in my mid-50s, I won't say how mid they are, I took up boxing, and I have had 5 matches, and I have won every single one of them. It is an honor to be with all of you ladies today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Remind me not to get in a ring with you unless you are willing to teach me a few moves. I love it. Thank you so much for your contributions. We are going to transition over to Gwendolyn Givens-Jones, who is the Senior Vice President of Bank of America. Gwendolyn, are you with us today?
I am. Hello, everyone. It's such a pleasure and honor to be here in front of all of you. As mentioned, I am a senior relationship manager. Just last year, I celebrated my 40th anniversary, right? I know I look 21, but yes, I actually celebrated my milestone birthday of 60 years old this year. So a little bit about me. Aside from my day job that I truly love, the bank gives me the opportunity to mentor, to be able to be a co-chair as a part of our Better Money Habits champions of Greater Los Angeles. We have 150 champions that go out and deliver better money habits. I'm a part of the Black Executive Leadership Team. I'm also a part of our LGBT leadership team as well. Just love the fact that the bank gives us the opportunity to do the things that we have a passion for, and just also grateful that I met my husband at Bank of America as well, and he's such an amazing individual. We don't have any children. The things that we love to do together, we've gone to 27 countries. We love traveling, and I'm just so happy to be here, and thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us. We are now going to transition over to Ileana Gurica. My apologies again if I mispronounce your last name. I get it all the time with my name, who is the founder of the Women's March Foundation. Ileana, are you here? Emiliana.
Hey everyone, I'm Emiliana Guerrec, also known as Emmy. I'm a UCLA graduate. I'm a CEO, entrepreneur, and best known for my activism and being the founder of Women's March Los Angeles, Women's March Foundation. In between all of that, I am a mom of 2 kids, and I'm currently attending Harvard for Public Policy. So I'm super excited and it's so honored to be among everyone here. I promise I will keep it under 60 seconds. But I have been fighting for women's rights since the day I was born. I was supposed to be a boy and named after Emiliano Zapata. So I have all my kid pictures in blue. Another fun fact, I currently own, true story, the restaurant that I waited tables in while I attended UCLA. So honored to be part of this program. Thank you.
Impressive, Emmy. Thank you so much for being here, and shout out to UCLA in the building in a few different ways. So thank you so much for being here. We are going to transition over to Anne-Marie Mortimer, who is the managing partner of Los Angeles and co-head commercial litigation practice at Hudson Andrews Kurth. Anne-Marie, are you here? Nope, no Anne-Marie, okay. We are going to move on to our last finalist under my purview, Renee Frazier, who is the founder and CEO of Frazier Communications. Renee, are you here?
I am here and I'm delighted to be here. I'm just honored to be among these wonderful women. I've attended many LABJ Women's Awards events, and this is fantastic. I run an advertising and marketing firm called Frazier Communications. After running a big multinational, I started my own about 20 years ago. The campaign we're best known for is something called Talk, Read, Sing. It changes everything. It's all about talking, reading, and singing because you can change the growth of the brain of your children under the age of 5 for First 5 California. I really believe in advancing women into leadership. I have a radio show on KABC called The Deciders, where I highlight women and I talk with women like Gina Davis about the role of women, Gloria Allred. And we talk a lot about issues that reflect our lives as well as business. If you're interested, ping me inside the chat. I'd love to talk to you. Quite a few of you women are great interviews that would be possible for The Deciders. My passion work is 50-50 women on boards, getting women on corporate boards, and Pathways, a mentoring program to get women of color on corporate boards. I have 3 incredible daughters. They're all grown and very successful, and they're the best thing I ever did in my life. I know people will say to you, is it worth it? You know, it's hard. It was worth it. And the balance never comes, but you feel great when it's done, and you get a little bit of greatness every moment of every day. And my last fun fact is I actually like skydiving. My next thrill would be gliding. And I just encourage all of us to help each other. Let's accelerate more women into leadership. Thank you for having me here. I'm honored to be considered.
Thank you so much, Renee. I am going to pass it over to Josh.
Thank you so much. Well, I have a couple of comments. First off, Nuvi, I think you may have a career in communications. And when you finish your MBA, if you don't call the LA Business Journal first, I'm going to be a little disappointed. Okay, there may be a line of people here that want to meet you. Thank you for being a part of this. It was fantastic to meet you. Emiliana, I too, I have an Emmy. My younger daughter who turns 8 on Monday, Emily, she's my Emmy in my life. And Dara, it was interesting that you mentioned the writing programs. My mother has been attending Ron Howard writing seminars for like the last 20 years. I think they were always up in Tahoe when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure it was an excuse to leave for the summer for a month, but I think she got a lot out of it. So congratulations for all the work that you guys are doing. Okay, so I did the math and we're halfway through. If everybody keeps it under a minute, everybody will have a chance to speak before our allotted time. So I hate to be the person with the bad news. Let's keep it under a minute. Before I introduce our next speaker, I do want to have us all raise a glass. We haven't had enough toasts today, so let's keep toasting, and congratulations to all of you. I love hearing all of your stories. Thank you so much for being here. All right, we're moving on. I want to introduce Joseph Mazza. He's the Los Angeles and Southwest market leader with RSM. He's also been a very important part of this event for a number of years now. So Joe, welcome back. It's good to have you. You do have to take yourself off.
Yeah, I'm the first one to do it, so I'm going to say thank you. But I'm a little upset right now because if I have to follow Nuvi and Stacy, I'm just going to embarrass myself. So I might as well start with the mute because there's no way I can follow them. As Josh said, I'm Joe Mazza. I'm the market leader for RSM. RSM is a global audit tax consulting firm. I'm proud to be here with my colleague as an ally. My colleague Stacy Joji is with me here, and Stacy, if you want to wave, then everyone can see you. At RSM, we have many programs that support the advancement of women in their careers. But for me, it's more personal. I have 1 son, 2 nephews, and 9 nieces. I've been very successful in my career, and I want to make sure that my nieces, who I love like they were my own daughters, have the same opportunities that I've had and that my son has and that my nephews have. So I try to take every opportunity that I can, make sure that I can do that they can do that. And I am going to raise a glass because this is a huge honor to celebrate so many fantastic women that are doing so many great things in our community. And so here's to all of you. You're all winners in my book. Thank you. With that, I get to introduce some of the fantastic women here. And Nuvi, I'm going to do my best to outdo you, even though I think if we have a vote, they're going to put you on a 10 and me on a 3. But I'll do my best. So the first lady that I have the honor to introduce is Renata Simrio. Renata is the president and CEO of LA 84 Foundation.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be with everyone this afternoon. And my apologies, I am driving, but both hands are on the steering wheel. And I just popped my camera in, so please excuse me if I keep my face forward toward the traffic. It is just a sincere honor and pleasure to be included with such an accomplished and esteemed group of women. As was said, I'm Renata Simro, president and CEO of the LA 84 Foundation, which is the legacy of the 84 Olympic Games. And I also have the honor and privilege of serving as the president of the Play Equity Fund, which is a charitable partner that we launched a few years ago. And the work that we did last year, I suspect, is what got us recognized, got me recognized for this honor. And shortly after the pandemic, kids were confined and not able to access sport and structured play opportunities, which is what we fund. And we were able to pivot very quickly and raise a large amount of money to get 120,000 pieces of play equipment directly in the hands of kids in underserved communities who were socially isolated from their teams and from their coaches and from access to play equipment. We distributed those through LAUSD's food distribution sites over 6 districts, 6 cities in 60 different sites. And then we also called in some of our sports teams to do a little video showing what kids can do with the jump ropes and small balls and things of that nature in small confined space, and encourage them to stay active and stay strong. And I'm honored that the Los Angeles Business Journal recognized that campaign as the most innovative awareness campaign of 2020. We followed that with a formation of a partnership with all 11 professional sports teams in Southern California, which we call Alliance LA. They got together after the murder of George Floyd and wanted to do something to really change the landscape and change systems for communities of color, but Black communities in particular. That's a 5-year initiative working with high school students to build pathways to careers in sport and to help them develop leadership skills and power building skills, as well as raise awareness of the inequities that exist in access to sport and play, which is the focus and the movement that Play Equity Fund is powering. I'm delighted that I'm married to my high school sweetheart. We have 2 sons. One just finished his junior year at Loyola Chicago, and I'm trying to get him home for vacation. Renee, thank you. My good friend Renee Frazier is working with him and helping to mold this young psychology major. And then my youngest just today finished his 7th grade year and is excited about the summertime starting. And then lastly, my fun fact, I was a military police officer in the U.S. Army after high school. And when I say that, a lot of people who have known me but don't know that fact say, that makes sense now. So again, it's a pleasure to be with each of you, and it's an honor to be recognized in such a esteemed company.
Great, thank you, Renata. The next person I'd like to introduce is Christina Gainier. She's a shareholder at Carlton Fields. Christina?
Hi, well, good evening. My name is Christina Gagne. I am part of our privacy and cybersecurity practice at Carlton Fields. What does that mean? I do data breaches, all those crazy data breaches we're reading about. I'm usually one of the first phone calls to help figure them out. When I'm not doing that, my pro bono practice, I actually do a lot of work with victims of online harassment. So I represent a lot of women who are trying to navigate through sort of the morass of what happens to them online these days. When I'm not practicing law, I am the vice president of the Chino Valley Unified School District, south of Los Angeles. I'm on their board. And I'm also the incoming chair of the Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce. Things that I'm passionate about are entrepreneurship and education. During the pandemic, and someone just highlighted this, many of our students were looking for things to do since they were at home. And so we launched a pitch competition for young entrepreneurs, and it really started a ton of activities for our K through 12 students to get them passionate about business, and particularly focusing on young women. I'm honored to be here this evening, and congratulations to everybody.
Thank you, Christina. Next lady I'd like to introduce is Jennifer Caravella, Senior Operations Analyst at Halbert Hangro.
Yes, hi, Jennifer Caravella, Halbert Hargrove. Super impressed by everyone's story so far, but I've been working at Halbert Hargrove, which is a wealth management firm in downtown Long Beach. I've been there for 8 years. 2 of them were my intern years, and now I manage the internship program and work in operations. Something I really love about my job is all the people I work with. I don't think I would have gotten to where I am today without them. And I just finished my 2nd year of my MBA program, so I'm looking for some hobbies to fill my time. So if anyone has any, let me know. But not rollerblading, because I broke my arm during quarantine last year trying that out. So yeah, that's my fun fact. Thank you.
Thanks, Jennifer. The next lady I'd like to introduce is Ayeon Kim, CEO of ARQ Tax. No? Well, congratulations. Now here, how about Audrey McLaughlin, founder, CEO of Frank, Eileen, and Grayson.
Hi, my name's Audrey. My family is all from Ireland, where my heart is. And my background by education is industrial engineering, and I somehow ended up in the fashion business. At this point, I'm a bit of a serial entrepreneur. I'm the founder of 2 brands, as Joe mentioned, Frank and Eileen, which I started 12 years ago, and a new brand, Grayson, that I launched in honor of my daughter. At Frank and Eileen, we're best known for making beautiful button-up shirts, starting with the finest Italian fabrics in the world and adding a little California twist. And at this point, after 12 years, we have 100% female leadership, and I believe passionately that women are changing the world. When I became a single mom to a little warrior princess, she goes between I'm a warrior, I'm a princess, I'm a warrior, I'm a princess. Her name is Grayson, and I really wanted to be part of changing the world for women in the next generation. So I leaned into what I know best. I'm making the best button-up shirts in the world, and I launched a brand named Grayson, devoted to lifting women up. Fun mom moment. During COVID, my 5-year-old daughter Grayson looked up at me and told me, now that we have the first ever girl vice president, I can become the first ever girl president. Woohoo! She was very sure of herself. It was like a fact. It was really cute. I didn't even think she understood the whole like inauguration, but clearly she got the important facts out of there. So as I shared on the wonderful LABJ panel yesterday, I love for women to really identify their superpowers. My superpower is grit. When I started as an entrepreneur, I told myself that it takes 5 years of blood, sweat, and tears to become an overnight success. So then I had to cross out the 5 and put in a 10. Yeah. And then I had to cross out the 10 and put in a 15. So maybe patience is another one of my superpowers. But I'm so thrilled and so honored to be part of this incredibly inspiring group of women. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this. Cheers.
Thanks, Audrey. And I love the story about your daughter, right? I was coaching a young lady earlier today, and I said, you need to dream big and strive to do your best to get there. So if your daughter dreams big and she strives to do her best to get there, she may be the first woman president. And then we will know we've got there because we won't need events like this anymore, right?
Exactly. Cheers, Joe. Thank you.
The next lady I'd like to introduce, and I'm going to apologize in advance, Maya Matara. Maya is the USC Interim Vice President of Research at the University of Southern California.
Thank you for getting my name right.
Did I really?
Yeah, you did. Everyone gets it wrong, so thank you. You win. Superpower. Yeah, so Maya is a name from Yugoslavia. That's my old country that no longer exists. Yes, and I'm a professor at USC. My research is focused on developing assistive technologies, in particular robots that help children with autism, stroke survivors, elderly users, and other populations with special needs. And about 5 years ago, I founded a company Embodied to bring some of those technologies to children and parents and caregivers, and was written up in the magazine. So thank you. We have multiple touch points. My other passion is mentoring and K-12 STEM outreach, like some of the other amazing women in this group. And so I'm really interested in continuing to push for diversity at every level. I'm very tired of people still believing that girls can't do math. And so then girls believe they can't do math. Math's not even that important, let me tell you, and I'm a roboticist. I'm also very tired of manels and all of these other ways in which we are still not there. So for all that work, I was incredibly honored to receive an award from President Obama back in 2011. Timing is everything. So glad it worked out back then. My oldest daughter, in sort of personal news and things I'm most proud of, I have 3 kids, and my oldest daughter just graduated from Stanford on Sunday, Phi Beta Kappa, and she's going to move to the Bay Area in 2 days. So this is a bittersweet time, and I'm taking my time with you folks, but I really, really want to go be with her. And thank goodness I have 2 younger kids, because otherwise I would really be crying right now. So thank you for including me so that I'm not crying, but I'm smiling.
Great, thank you, Maya, that's great. The next lady I would like to introduce is Jackie Keller. She is the founder of NutriFit. Is Jackie not with us?
She was here. Let's skip her. Maybe she'll pop back on.
Okay. Christina Miller, President and CEO of Mental Health America of Los Angeles.
Hi, everyone, and congratulations, all of you, and thank you to Josh and Los Angeles Business Journal for doing these kinds of events. I feel honored to be in the presence of all of you. I am CEO of Mental Health America of Los Angeles. We're a 27-site, 400-person mental health organization, but our trademark for how we provide services is to get whatever people need to them. And that includes employment, healthcare, housing, wellness services, education, and we bring it all together in an integrated format to help them get through whatever traumas or mental health challenges they're dealing with. I've been with the agency for 3.5 years. It's thrilling work. I'm a psychologist by training, My fun fact is I started out in journalism, decided to switch to psychology, but actually use the writing all the time. It served me well. Sometimes I miss just sitting and being able to write because my day usually is too crazy. But it's wonderful to meet you all, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Christina. And next, I would like to introduce Tina Hostovich, Vice Chair at Lockton Insurance.
Hi, I'm here. Sorry, of course, it was the moment I stepped away. First of all, I just want to say how much all of the women on this call inspire me and how honored I feel to even be in the same room with you. So this is tremendous. And thank you to the Los Angeles Business Journal for all you do. I'm the vice chair of Lockton Insurance Brokers Pacific. But in addition to the business responsibilities, one of my focuses for all of our people west of the Mississippi is now on DEI. We're focusing a lot on diversity, equity, and inclusion and strategic philanthropy, and trying to bring that as part of our culture, make that more of our culture and reinforce that in many ways. I'm also, outside of work, I'm on the board of USC. I was part of a group that established a women's studies program at Oxford. I am on the Kennedy Center board, and I was part of the team that worked with President Barack Obama on formulating the Affordable Care Act, so which was affirmed again today by the Supreme Court. Yay. So, and I have worked on 4 presidential elections. My friends seem to like to run for president of the United States. So it's okay. And when they first ask you, you're kind of like, you want to do what? Oh, okay, whatever. 3 victories, 1 defeat. Anyway, and then for fun fact, I was the drummer in a rock band in high school. And in the USC Film School, I got a student film to Sundance. I am married. I have a 25-year-old son who is at USC finishing up. And again, I'm just so incredibly honored to be with all of you. Thank you, and to you.
Thank you, Tina. And once again, I'm proud to be an ally and here with you ladies. Josh, back to you.
Well, thank you, Tina. It's great to meet a fellow drummer. I love that. That's wonderful. That's exciting. And I wanted to comment, Audrey, your comment about the Warrior Princess definitely resonated with me. My younger daughter, Emmy, I asked her what she wants for her birthday this year. She wants a Barbie and a monster truck. Like she is my Warrior Princess, a Barbie and a monster truck. All right, no problem. We can do both.
So, but I'm in Charlotte, and that's why it's getting so dark behind me. Sorry, but I literally made a video yesterday out on we're visiting her grandmother out on the driveway, and she was doing this thing with a sword. I am a warrior. I am a princess. I am a warrior. I am a princess. I was like, I can't believe I caught this on film. Like, this will be at her wedding. It's fantastic.
Just want to say, we are all both of those things. Everybody is. We're all warriors and princesses at the same time.
Well, how about a cheers to that? Congratulations. There was one name skipped in that group that I want to make sure that I catch up on. So I'd like to introduce Myra Normand. She's the principal and luxury real estate agent with Normand and Associates. Myra, are you here? I think I saw your phone earlier, but I didn't see your face. Maybe Myra dropped off. Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, wonderful. Perfect. Thank you.
Well, everybody, it's a pleasure to be with such amazing women. And I am as well honored to be in the circle of incredibly empowered and successful women. I've been with Normand and Associates since 1988. My husband started the company in 1976. It didn't sound like so long ago, but it's over 40 years. I have my son, Michael, who has now taken the helm as president. but I'm the largest shareholder. And I'm happy to say I have 3 amazing kids. My daughter is a successful pediatrician in Beverly Hills. My son, Michael, is the president, and my other son, who is an Emmy nominee, entertainment graphic designer, does all of our marketing and advertising. And it's a revolving door of how our business is run. Each one of the kids and myself have an integral part of how the business is done. And we're running like Cartier, but in a corporate division. We are very hands-on, very white glove, 3 offices, 190 sales associates, and part of the leading real estate companies of the world. I have 6 grandchildren, and I'm trying to keep my balance with all that I do in real estate, as well as being a mom, a grandma, a homemaker, a publisher, an author, just trying to keep all the balls in the air.
Well, thank you, Myra. It's
You're so welcome.
wonderful to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, we are on our last group, and it looks like we are probably going to finish right on time. So if we can all keep it to a minute, I think we'll get everybody in. Last but not least, our last presenter is Tracy Mendoza. She is Associate Dean, Development and External Relations at USC Annenberg School for Communication and Journalism. Tracy, before you start, I just wanted to say I went to the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, so we're both Pac-12 here, and I can tell you, here at the Business Journal, we've been thrilled with just the quality of students that come out of Annenberg. You guys are doing great work. So welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Josh. Thank you so much. And we'll bring it home here on time, I promise. On behalf of Dean Willow Bay, I'm thrilled to be part of celebrating and toasting the accomplishments of this year's finalists. At USC Annenberg, we're teaching, training, and inspiring women who, by the way, make up 70% of our student body, to be an army of change makers who are prepared to leverage every opportunity to contribute in meaningful ways and to reach the highest levels in whatever careers they choose to pursue. On behalf of USC and the Annenberg School for Communication and Journalism, I would like to congratulate all of this year's nominees. You are all so impressive. You're expanding what our students see as possible for themselves. Thank you to each of you for inspiring and encouraging us all through your example as we seek to lead, to push boundaries, to ask important questions, to organize and mobilize, and to succeed. So congratulations. We at the Annenberg School toast you all. So now let's get to the rest of the finalists. We're going to start off with Beth Hilbing and Diane Gubin, co-CEOs of C-Suite.
Thank you. We'll just talk individually for a few seconds and then move forward. So I'm Beth Hilbing. Pleasant to be here. Pleasure to be with all of you. You guys are great. I've learned a lot too through this, which is amazing. And thank you to the LA Business Journal for having us and walking us through this process. I feel very proud that we made a finalist. I have 25 plus years in IT and senior leadership. I've worked for large companies and small companies. I was 16 years at Northrop Grumman as their senior director of collaboration services and led a group of 600 and plus employees. And as you can imagine, I have lots of stories around that. I also sit on a couple different boards, which is a very interesting journey as well, mostly in the nonprofit space. But Diane and I started C-Suite. We're co-CEOs of C-Suite 4 years ago. Diane has been very active, which she'll tell you, in the networking community and in the professional community, as have I. And we really saw that there was not a place or a networking association where C-level women could come together across all industries, meet, be part of each other's networks, and really bring each other up and do business together and introduce each other. And so we started with about 50 executive women and 6 people on our committee with main sponsors, Google, Manette, and Bernstein. And we now have grown to over 3,000 women across the country. And we have committees in New York, Chicago, and LA. And our focus is really around bringing women up, empowering women, working together at all levels, and making all of us success and having a lot of fun along the way. And we have grown into podcasts and mastermind sessions and events. And I really encourage you to take a look at us. I'll put our website in the group and join us. We're doing work with CIOs, women in technology, women on boards, CEO groups, etc. And we are just so proud and privileged for the women that we work with and that are part of our group and organization. So now I'll turn it over to Diane, and she's an amazing woman enough herself. Diane?
Oh, gosh, Beth and I have a love fest with each other. Thank you, Beth. Beth said a lot of it, but really, why did we start C-Suite? Because you know what, I am professionally, I own an executive search firm that specializes in tech. I'm an investment banker and I raise capital. So I have been running around for years in tech and in finance, and it's all men. And we really realized that in order for women to really break through those glass ceilings, et cetera, we have to work with each other. And the only way we're going to work with each other is if we know each other. So we are the true C-suite, CEOs, CFOs, COOs, presidents, vice presidents, founders, et cetera. We combine women who write checks because you got to bring money to the table, or business, right? And we put everybody together. And as Beth said, we're on a journey, you know, LA, New York, Chicago, we're going to do Washington, London. I mean, it's just taking on a life of its own. And we really invite each of you to join us on this journey. So as if that wasn't enough to do, my fun fact is I have 3 kids. My youngest just graduated from USC Annenberg, Tracy, so fight on. And when my kids were exiting, I got 2 Great Danes, so I have 300 pounds of dog. Can barely walk them. So thank you very much.
All right, fight on. Thank you. Next up, we have Julie Brooks, CEO of Woodcraft Rangers. Julie, are you on?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, there you are.
Hi. What an honor to be among such incredibly accomplished women here. So I am CEO of Woodcraft Rangers. So we are a youth development agency. It's been serving Los Angeles youth since 1922. We have an interesting history of kind of breaking away because we were founded on some progressive values. We broke away from the Boy Scouts about 100 years ago and really believed in inclusion and access and ensuring that youth development was available to every child and that every young person was an active participant in defining their own paths. And that's still true for us today as we serve about 14,000 young people in after school and summer programs, primarily in Title I schools throughout Los Angeles. So yeah, I heard some other youth development folks on the line too. So as I've been with Woodcraft for about 3 years. And before I was with other family and children serving institutions like Ronald McDonald House and the Zimmer Children's Museum. But thrilled to be here and really am working most excited about the work in collaboration with a lot of other agencies working toward advocacy and some real transformational investments in education that's coming down the pike right now. So I think this has been a very difficult year. I think we're recognized because we had a lot of really innovative responses to the pandemic, including within 2 weeks having launched a text-based initiative anticipating the digital divide among young people, and have sent over 1.3 million text messages with at-home activities to low-income families over the last year, and sent at-home activity kits. I heard that from somebody else. I think Renata's in the room. Lovely to be here with her as well. So I'm thrilled to be working on both advocacy and direct service as in service to youth in Los Angeles. So thank you so much for allowing me. But personally, I'm a mom of 2 kids. I also, I have a 5-year-old and a 11-year-old. We made it through Zoom kindergarten. My 5-year-old is on the autism spectrum. So that was quite an adventure, and have a wonderful husband, live in Valencia with a rescue pup. I heard another pup, right? So I have a rescue pit named Hazel as well. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Julie. Congratulations, and thanks for all your work. Next up, we have Adrienne Kenter, college mentor volunteer for the Boys and Girls Club of the West Valley. Adrienne.
Hi, I am so honored to be amongst this group. As she said, I am a full-time volunteer with the West Valley Boys and Girls Club. I've been with them for 13 years. The first 7 years, I worked with the younger children, helping them with their homework. Then I went back to UCLA and got a college counseling certificate just so I could work with the high school students with our new college bound program, which is now called the Future Ready program. So for the last 6 years, I've been working full time at 3 different high school sites, basically helping our high school students achieve their hopes and dreams and helping them to tell their stories. So what I do on a daily basis is we start right from the beginning, take students just as they are. We help them to determine what they want to do after high school, to graduate from high school, what they want to do after high school, help them get ready for that. If that meant teaching them SAT, I started their SAT program and taught their SAT program until they cancel the SAT as far as from the pandemic. College essay writing. Over the pandemic, I designed a college essay writing workshop that we did over Zoom. And then financial aid, because if we can get the students to college, but we can't help them to find a way to pay for it, then we haven't succeeded in helping them graduate from the next step of their education debt-free. So financial aid and scholarships are also a huge part of what we do. I work with amazing coworkers who are all in their 20s. So I'm going to give a huge shout out to my coworkers who don't have the luxury to work for free. And I always tell them that my hope for them is that when they're 58, like I am, that they can do what I'm doing and work for free. My students are the most amazing people in the world. They inspire me every day, just like you guys have inspired me with your stories. I would love to have everybody here share your stories with our students because they would be inspired by all of you. So my job just to help them tell their stories. That's one of my favorite things. I'm passionate, obviously, about education. I also love yoga and hiking. I have a wonderful husband and 2 adult daughters, 29 and 27. The 27-year-old actually has been volunteering during the pandemic with the Boys and Girls Club as well in the Future Ready program. And fun fact, I love yoga, and at 58, I can still stand on my head. So that's my fun fact for the day.
That's amazing, Adrienne. Fantastic. And I see the fruits of your labor every day. So thank you so much for the good work that you do. And Josh, apologies, I'm going to break my promise to you. Next up, we have Ann Miskey, who's the CEO of Union Station Homeless Services. Ann.
Hi, thank you so much. Like everybody said, what an honor to be here. There are so many of you that I want to go and have in-person non-mask lunch with. It would be amazing. I also, Tanya, you said something which really hit me, which was we're all, princesses and warriors. I would change that. We're all queens. Let's just go right for the top, right, as women. Here. I'm the CEO of Union Station Homeless Services. We're one of the lead homeless service agencies in Los Angeles County. So we cover 33 cities and 14 unincorporated districts, and we coordinate all the services for people experiencing homelessness. One of the things I'm really proud about this last year is we have launched an awareness campaign, and thank you to the LA Business Journal. We were also recognized as one of the most innovative awareness campaigns, really trying to bring people the truth about homelessness. There are so many myths out there. People ask me often, what is it going to take to end homelessness? And I say it's simple. Recognizing the humanity in everyone is what is going to make the difference. So I'm really excited again to be here. A couple of things. One of the things I'm most proud about in my career is having been asked to be on Michelle Obama's Joining Forces campaign and being part of the work to end veterans homelessness. During that administration, veterans homelessness was reduced by almost 70% across the country, so it can be done. Fun fact, by day, CEO, by night, a secret writer. I've written almost 100 novels, romance adventure novels under a nom de plume. No, I will not tell you what that name is because it allows me free range to let my imagination wander and take me away from, what can be a hard day. So again, thank you. I have your names written down. I look forward to getting to know you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Yang Hee Pei K. Yang Hee, are you here? Doesn't look like it. Chime in if you are, and we'll get back to you at the end. We had Cheryl Chang was here earlier. You might have saw in the chat, she had to leave. She's the partner of Financial Services Litigation and Compliance Practice Group at Blank Rome LLP. Congratulations, Cheryl. Crystal Hogan, are you here? Vice President Sales and Service at the LA Clippers.
Yes, thank you so much. It is really an honor to just be on this Zoom call with you ladies. You all are so amazing. It's very humbling for me. I'm like, gosh, I need to get out there and do even more. Congratulations to all of you guys, all of you finalists. My name is Crystal Hogan. I have been with the LA Clippers for 3 years. I'm the Vice President of Ticket Sales and Service. My main role is really around driving revenue and retention for the Clippers. We're really excited to have get to work with a really great team. I work for Gillian Zicker, who's actually one of 3 women, who's the President of Business Operations in the NBA. So really awesome there. And I would say my passion on the professional side is really creating industry leaders, especially women and people of color. I heard Audrey talk, and I really believe that it was awesome what she mentioned about her daughter, because I truly believe that representation matters. For me, prior to getting into this role, I was like, okay, I'll just be a director. I didn't see a lot of female VPs in sports. And so then I moved on to the Clippers, and I was under Gillian's mentorship, and I was able to rise as a vice president. And I really do believe me in my 30 years of life kind of seeing that and not really kind of thinking that, hey, this was something about that could be my path, and now knowing how important that is and that representation matters. So it's really my passion and my focus to make sure that other people of color and women see myself in this role and are inspired by what I'm able to do here, and know that this is somewhere that they can be. And I want to be myself a president of a sports team, because I know that that can actually happen. And I believe that on the personal side, I love wine, I love cheese, and I love traveling. Big sports fan, huge Georgia Bulldogs and Atlanta Falcons, football all Saturday and Sunday in the fall. From the South, if any of you from the South, you all know it's faith, family, and football. And so that's really kind of what I live by. So thank you guys all. Really nice to meet all of you.
Thank you, Crystal. You know, Gillian's a great friend of our school, and you will be pleased to hear that we have many, many female students who are going to be leaders in sports media for sure. So thanks for leading by example. Next up, we have Lindy Fletcher, Chief Operating Officer of VCheck Global. Lindy.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. Growing up in a small town where there was more cows than people, I did not have a lot of strong female leadership in my life, but I knew I wanted to be a leader. So I totally resonate with what you were saying, Crystal, about having representation. Like Tracy said, my name is Lindy Fletcher. I am the Chief Operating Officer of VCheck Global. I was the 6th hire back in 2016, and since we have grown to over 100 employees and grown 25 times. We are a financial service company, and we work with companies to inform them more about the people and companies they are doing business with. So supply chain risk management, investments, transactions. And this has always been really powerful to me, because we've been able to identify bribery, corruption, human trafficking, human slavery. So it's been really positive for me to be a part of a company that had a mission back focus that I could get behind. Another thing I really love about my company is, as of about a month ago, we now have a fully women C-suite, which has been a really amazing positive experience. I've been super lucky to have a CEO that has just supported me and helped my growth. And really invested in me as a person. So I'm super honored to be here. When I'm not working, I enjoy golfing, and I really like also hiking, and I also love wine and cheese. But thank you all so much for having me into the LA Business Journal. I really appreciate you guys going over, and I had a chance to share.
Thank you. Next year, cheese. You hearing that, guys? And finally, bringing it home, Nina Marino, partner at Kaplan Marino PC. Nina.
Everybody, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm like, I don't even know what to say anymore, because you were all so impressive. It's really, I mean, I'm the last one, right? So I listen to everybody now. And wow, what an impressive group. So thank you, LA Business Journal. Thank you, Josh. I have been a fan of the Business Journal, oh God, for a decade. So you guys are just amazing. I'm Nina Marino. I'm a partner at Kaplan Marino. We are a boutique white collar criminal defense firm. We've been in business for 24 years. I've been practicing more than 30 years. I'm a white collar criminal defense attorney. What else can I tell you? Locally, I've been very involved in promoting women in law, especially in criminal law. When I first started practicing, there were no women other than government job, women in government jobs working in criminal law. And then when I transitioned into white collar, there was like 3 of us. So we've done a lot to promote women. I am the director of continuing legal education for the criminal justice section of the American Bar Association, and I have made it policy that there is gender equality on all panels, and that has been adhered to. I founded the criminal justice section of the Women Lawyers of Los Angeles. I sit on the board of C5LA. This is my non-lawyer gig. C5LA is a 501c3 that provides a 5-year mentoring program to disadvantaged, high-achieving kids in Los Angeles. So, I could go on, but hey, it's 6:07 and I think everybody wants to go home. So congratulations to all the finalists. Congratulations to all the nominees. Thank you, LA Business Journal. Everyone have a great night.
Thank you, everyone. Fight on. Back to you, Josh.
All right, there was one more person that I know was here earlier and did have to leave for a 6 o'clock call. It was Marissa Lepore, Vice President of the Sage Group. So congratulations to Marissa as well. Tracy, thank you so much. You did an outstanding job. It's a pleasure to meet you. I look forward to working with you and the school a little bit more in the future. You've spoken, we've heard you. Alex, she's our Director of Events and Marketing. Cheese, we need cheese with the wine next year. That's a must. Thank you for telling us. Maybe some crackers to go with it. That would be appropriate. Crystal, I wanted to thank you. I'm so glad that we caught you on an off night. Good luck tomorrow night. It would be fantastic if one of the LA teams could show up and make it to the finals. So good luck to you guys next, hopefully tomorrow, and then hopefully next round against the Suns. Okay, I want to thank everybody for being here. This has been really fun. I'm sorry that we went a few minutes over. It's really exciting for us to have a chance to just get to know you guys in a different space, to learn about what your passions are, learn about your business, learn about what's important to you. And I think we've done that today. Thank you for all sticking around. Nina, you had the task of waiting for an hour and a half to go. So thank you for being here still. And Lindy, if you haven't done so already, make sure you register for next Wednesday. You are not going to want to miss it. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your parents, your kids, your nieces, your nephew, your clients. They're going to want to be there. This is a big deal. All of you are going to be honored as finalists next week and then in the following issue. So thank you all for spending this much time with us. We're very, very excited to be able to honor all of you. Some amazing work being done. I'm not going to pour another glass, so here's an empty glass. Cheers to all of you. Thank you for being here today, and we look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Thank you.